And good morning, everybody. My name's Dave Lynch. I'm the city manager for the city of Newton Falls, Ohio. Welcome to the April 23rd morning briefing, the coronavirus morning briefing for the city of Newton Falls. We do this every single morning, and we do that because we want to make sure that you've got a little bit of the local information relating to Newton Falls as it pertains to the COVID-19. Every community has their own idiosyncrasies. Statewide, rely on the governor's press conferences Monday through Friday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, especially the words of Dr. Amy Acton to let us know what we can and can't do in order to flatten the curve. And this morning we're going to talk about various issues, but some of you might have noticed right on the desk is a Mexican cola, and this is from Mi Amigo's restaurant in downtown Newton Falls. And I mention that because of the fact that we want you to support our restaurants on a takeout basis. Yesterday we talked a little bit to Robbie Lee's over there on Ridge Road, and Mi Amigos on Broad Street is open for business, and they're one of the few places that sells a Coca-Cola right from Mexico. And by the way, what makes it different, you can only get it at Mi Amigos, is that the Mexican cola is made with cane sugar, not the high fructose corn syrup in all the other Coca-Colas. Well, that's my commercial spot for the day. I also want to make sure I mention the issue of Tom Colosimo's garbage quarantine pickup. Well, it's been a success, and today's Earth Day, so they've brought to a conclusion with well over 140 garbage bags from places all over town. In fact, I think it was 142 bags that were picked up around town, and congratulations. And you know, that project was the brainchild of Tracy Colosimo. And boy, are we glad that her brain came up with that idea. Our streets department is thrilled. You know, they're on shifts, and so having somebody help keep the community beautiful, boy, what a charge you've put into the city of Newton Falls. Thanks, Tracy Colosimo and the Newton Falls. I also want to mention to folks that we need some help with our YouTube channel. We need more subscribers. We need 1,000 in order to get special privileges from YouTube. And we are only about 50 or 60 away from getting to the point where we get these special privileges from YouTube. So watch this program on YouTube, and when you see it, click subscribe, and that will give us one more link in the chain that connects us to these special privileges from YouTube. And speaking of special privileges, we have one this morning, because on our live line is the head of Heritage Accord. You know, they're the organization that has undertaken the contractual responsibility to restore our beautiful community center right in Newton Falls. And that community center has been closed for a few years, and I think it's going to be open up again for use in our community because of the great work being undertaken by Heritage Accord. And Newton Falls' own Connie Smith-Talcott is on our live line right now. Good morning, Connie. How are you?
Good morning, Mr. Lynch. I'm fine, thanks.
It's great to hear your voice. Well, here comes the COVID-19, and you are just getting out of the gate in terms of getting this building restored. So how are you adapting to this and still moving forward with making sure our community center comes back to life?
Well, certainly the COVID pandemic has definitely stalled our plans to get into the community center and begin any kind of evaluation of the building, and has postponed any access by engineers, architects, contractors. But we're not discouraged. Just before Governor DeWine issued his stay-at-home directive, a small group of our volunteers were able to get into the building and do just a general walkthrough. So you may not see any activity at the community center, but we're working behind the scenes because we're determined to move this project forward.
Well, we're all excited about it, Connie. And my understanding, though, is one of the main things that you're charged with is raising money to get this building restored. So how does the COVID-19 affect that part of it?
Well, naturally, these challenging times has made it difficult for us to start a fundraising campaign. So we are working on outlining that campaign, which is a huge undertaking, and we'll be ready to launch it as soon as we're able to get out into the public again and open up the building.
Boy, that's great. What kind of things are going on behind the scenes with your group as you prepare for this?
Well, we're excited. Doug Fuller, one of our team members, is currently putting the final touches on an RFP, request for proposal, that will be sent out to regional architects with experience in historic preservation. And at this initial stage, we will be asking for a preliminary assessment and proposal for renovations. This will not require entry into the building.
Oh, that's outstanding.
Yeah. So once all the proposals are submitted and evaluated and the architect is actually chosen, then we will definitely need to get into the building for them to complete a historic study and detailed renovation plan, which will also include costs.
Well, Connie, I've put your number on the screen so people can reach you and help to whatever extent they can, but I've got to tell you, what you've been doing so far, just negotiating the contract with the city and getting it approved by council, has generated a lot of excitement, and people all around town are talking about it. Your website is up on the screen right now, and so many people around town are chattering about what you're doing. I also want to give a shout out to the Newton Falls Preservation Foundation, because they've played a hand over the years in making sure that the issue of getting our community center up and running again was kept center stage. So this is the kind of thing that really is at the forefront of people's minds, isn't it, Connie?
It absolutely is. And as a Newton Fallsite, I was born and raised there, and I understand the importance of the building and the emotional attachment so many of us have to it. So this may take a while, but we're not deterred, and we're marching forward.
Well, I've got to tell you, Connie, the day when we have that ribbon cutting will be a red letter day in Newton Falls, and we will have you and the folks at Heritage Accord to say thank you to for bringing that to a reality. So, Connie, thanks so much for joining us on the program this morning.
My pleasure.
That's great. That was Connie Talcott of the Heritage Accord organization, and what a great thing they've done, and the Preservation Foundation as well. And right now we are, as we frequently say during this program, going to switch gears, because I need for us, and I think one of our citizens, Brian Croft, for making this suggestion, making sure we're in touch with our businesses and seeing how the coronavirus affects them. And here's Rich Kern from Bar Processing. Hi, Rich. How are you?
Good. How are you, David?
Rich, thanks so much for being on the line right now. You're the general manager over at Bar Processing, and you are one of our cornerstone industries. You're a large employer, and you produce a lot of product. You're actually a major employer here in Northeast Ohio, and yet Bar Processing is feeling the effects of the COVID-19 as well, aren't you?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We're in the steel industry, and we're largely linked to the automotive industry as well. They're about 80% of our business. Obviously, most people know that the big three here in the United States and many other automotive companies have shut down for the past 2 or 3 weeks, and have planned to be shut down for at least 2 or 3 more weeks, which is having a major impact on our company. Forced us to make major personnel decisions. At this point, we've laid off approximately 50% of our personnel due to the downturn in production requirements.
Well, Rich, that sounds like a big responsibility, and I'm sure it weighs heavy on your heart. How is the virus affecting your family, and really, how is it affecting the family of these staff people? Because these are rough times when you've got to have layoffs of that nature.
Obviously, anytime we lay off, it's a difficult situation, and our thoughts and prayers are with the families that are undergoing this, my family included. Everybody's feeling a lot of the same stuff. The kids being out of school, a lot of pressure on the parents, with more responsibility, and the teaching that's supposed to be going on at home versus at schools where it should be done, as well as family members being in nursing homes and things like that they can't be in contact with now. Those are the major things happening. The government, in my opinion, has done a fairly decent job of trying to take care of some of the monetary problems, and hopefully that will continue. As far as the company goes, our company was fortunate enough to get involved with the small business loans that are being offered, and we've actually gotten one of those loans, and it's going to help us if it continues into the future more than anticipated, which would be more than the next couple months.
Well, Rich Kern from Bar Processing, tell us a little bit, what lies on the horizon for bar processing? If you look in your crystal ball, listening to what the governor has said about reopening and some of these anticipations of reopening, what's your viewpoint of bar processing's ability to emerge from this and still be strong? What do you think?
We're very confident we're going to come through this. Again, the automotive connection with our business, I think the turnaround for the automotive hopefully is slower, meaning that we're going to come out of this faster. But the automotive is going to come out slower because the shutdown of that industry for so long is going to catch up to us, which I think everybody sees. We do anticipate summertime turnaround and hopefully to be recalling most, if not all, of our employees.
You know, Rich, I want to ask you about your equipment. I've toured that plant. You have some massive pieces of equipment, and I wonder if getting everything going again requires a lot of lead time, or do you think you're going to be able to hit the ground running once things start opening up again?
Before this started, our plant had been operating 3 shifts, 24/5.
Goodness.
After the layoff, we are now operating 2 shifts, but we have not idled any equipment. So we're still functioning with all the equipment, just at a farly reduced level.
Well, that's, I got to tell you, that's very encouraging. And on behalf of the city of Newton Falls, thank you. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for being aggressive to find a bridge through that loan process so you can keep on going because, you know, companies like yours, companies like Quality Switch, Venture Plastics, the Cato Company, you really are one of the pillar industries. And because of your success over there, you've got a payroll. Because you've got a payroll, we have the ability to pay our police force, and that keeps our citizens safe. So actually, when you think about it, folks like Bar Processing keep Newton Falls a safer place and a healthier place. So thanks for your hard work and keep it up.
Thank you very much. We appreciate your support. We've been there for 45 years and hopefully another 45 on the way.
Oh, that would be outstanding. Well, peace and good health to you and your family. Thanks a lot, Rich. Have a great morning.
God bless.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
thank you. All right, that was Rich Kern. And, you know, in these dark times, it's nice to see a glimmer of hope, a ray of light, the opportunity to see that people are figuring it out. They're finding a way. And that's the American spirit. We don't collapse. We find out what we have to do to solve the problem, and we solve the problem. Anybody that saw the movie Apollo 13 realized how the space engineers in NASA weren't just going to give up on that very horrible problem they had to deal with. They were Americans, and they found a way to survive, and they found a way to succeed even more afterwards. That's what we do in America, and that's what we do in Newton Falls. Well, that brings us to the close of another one of our COVID-19 morning briefings from the city of Newton Falls. As I say always, keep in prayer, wear the mask when you're at the store, and God bless America, and God bless the city of Newton Falls.